Hello and welcome to another session on Ways with Words. We stopped with the 7th line, I presume, 7th or the 10th line, I presume. The polished traffic passed with a mind ahead, or if ever aside a moment, then out of sorts, at having the landscape marred with artless of signs that with N turned wrong and S turned wrong. I think we stopped there, right? So let's continue. We'll just have a quick recap of where we till up to where we stopped. So here we have a small-time farmer. He has, in order to make an extra income, so that they could live a better life, they can earn little more money, he has put up a roadside stand. His profession is farming. As you know, it is not a very productive business, and therefore he yearns to add little more luxury to his life, or to perhaps live a better life, maybe to change the roof or buy a sofa or some upholstery in his, some furniture in his house, or perhaps for some a little extra income. That's what he says, to have an extra income, but for some of the money whose cash, the cash whose flow supports. So they also want an extra, or they also want a share of the tax that they pay. That all flows to the city, and the city grows, whereas the villagers are doomed. They have nothing. They don't even have basic amenities in life. So in order to earn a little more income, they have put up a roadside stand. And where have they put this roadside stand? Where does it stand? It is put up next or at the edge of a highway where the traffic sped. That is, from one city to the other. It's a connecting place, and they hope that some of the people, some of the city dwellers, the rich city dwellers who had passed in those luxurious cars, who are rich, especially I must tell you that this is the time of 1920s, 30s, so that during those times it was only the haves or the rich people who could own cars, and therefore the intention of the farmer is to attract the rich city dwellers who had passed in that way to stop and make a purchase from this roadside stand. Right, and we also get to know the attitude of these people. From the farmer, we understand that they don't stop, they just go past. They have lots of other things in their mind. It's all mostly to do with these rich people. They always have this idea of making more and more money, and therefore they are always filled with tension, and what is in their mind is just to make more profit, and therefore they don't have time to stop or view the countryside or to appreciate the beauty of the countryside. They don't even look at this roadside stand. They are very insensitive people. That's how Robert Frost picturized them. Right, very insensitive people. They don't even care to stop and buy something from the roadside stand, and they are least bothered about the countryside view also, and they find, if at all they do stop, they are stopping only to find fault with these poor villagers for having put the signs wrong. I told you in the last video that they have put up signs there. These people, they have put up these arrows that show north and south, but since they are illiterate, their north points to the wrong direction, their south points to the wrong direction, and these very rich and literate, educated people, they on finding the directions wrong, get very angry with them. They don't even think for a moment that the reason for their illiteracy is because they don't have good schools in the villages, and therefore the villages are self-taught. They don't even care, or even for a moment they don't think about it, and instead they find fault with these city dwellers. And they also feel that this roadside stand and these crude signboards, which is in contrast to those green boards that we have, the traffic boards that we have. These wooden signboards are looking very dirty. They are very crude. They are just painted with some paint. Just the letter N and S is just written on them. It looks very crude. And they feel, these rich city dwellers, if at all they stop, they feel that this roadside stand and these signs are just marring the beauty. They are destroying the beauty of the countryside. Now again, I did ask you to ponder on one important idea. Is it the roadside stand that is marring the beauty of this mountainous scene, or this beautiful natural scene, or is it these BMW luxury cars, or these extremely, I'm not speaking of BMW, I'm just telling you one car that came to my mind, these fanciful cars that are marring or destroying the beauty of the countryside. Well, again, it depends on who sees it, depends on who is the person who is looking at it, right? To a villager, this roadside stand is a part and parcel of the rustic life. It only adds beauty to it, whereas to perhaps a country, to a rich city dweller, this roadside stand may be marring or destroying the beauty of the countryside. Again, it depends on the perspective. It depends on one's perspective, how he or she would like to see it or view it. Okay, so we stopped there. We also spoke about transferred epithet. I told you what an epithet is. It is a modifier or another in a kind of adjective, and it normally modifies the noun that is placed next to it, but it need not be the subject. So here, polished traffic. Polished, the word polished, the describing word, the modifier, is passed on to the next noun, that is traffic, which is in fact speaking about, or just telling you more about the subject that is spoken in the poem. Indirectly it is spoken, and the subject here is the city dweller. So the polished traffic is a reference to the city dwellers, and it is spoken indirectly. So it is not a direct reference to the subject, whereas it is an indirect reference to the subject. Okay, like I did give you a few more examples: the sleepless night, suicidal sky, then wonderful day. The day is not as such wonderful. How can it be wonderful? So it is indirectly speaking about your day or my day. Right? The subject is being not used there. It is not modifying the subject I or you, but instead it is modifying the noun very much next to it, which indirectly comes back to the subject. All right. So that is transferred epithet. Okay. Now next one, so we'll have to start from the next line, that is line 11 onwards. Okay, so offered for sale wild berries in wooden quarts, or crook-necked golden squash will silver warts, or beauty rest in a beautiful mountain scene. You have the money, but if you want to be mean, why keep your money this crossly and go along? So in these lines, Frost tells us what is kept on sale in the roadside stand. The products that are offered for sale, the agricultural products that this farmer has cultivated or grown in his field, and those that are put on sale. The farmers, they have in their roadside stand products that has been cultivated in their field, and they have wild berries, maybe strawberry, raspberries, blueberries, okay, mulberries, all those wild berries that they have grown. Normally it is in, if you look at America, if you can Google and search, you will find these berries. These berries are normally grown in countryside. You will find, like, especially if you look at those videos in YouTube, you will find these blueberries, mulberries and strawberries, all some are grown in big fields, but mostly you find them on those roadsides. Okay, so it's something that grows there, their climate. So here you have berries, wild berries. So here again, through that word wild berries itself, we understand that he must be speaking about those raspberries and the blueberries, which are a normal sight in those countrysides, and they are packed in handy quantity, large quantity, and you get them at a very affordable price. And he also has fresh vegetables and also exquisite panoramic painting of the countryside. Maybe it is drawn by a painter, a rural artist, and he has beautifully painted the countryside, a scenic view of the countryside that is also offered for sale in this roadside stand. So look at it, offered for sale wild berries in wooden quarts. So wooden quarts, they have that wooden quart, and in that they have packed wild berries, and they are in that, and that too not very few, they are packed in handful quantities and are kept for sale. Or crook-necked golden squash with silver warts. So they also have a squash. The farmer's wife may have made squash, and that is also put out for sale. That is a normal sight in homemade wine, homemade squash juice. All these things are normal sights that you find when you go to such small scale industries, cottage industries. If you go to Khadi Bhavan and all, you will find these things packed neatly, and this is all done by small scale farmers and is sold. Khadi, they have their own means of getting it, but it is to also to support the small scale farmers, the small scale industries. So here also you have this farmer, his wife making this squash, and that is also kept beautiful. It may not look very pretty, maybe it is in a old bottle, but then they have put a ribbon and all beautifully, and is kept on sale. And or beauty rest in a beautiful mountain scene. Now beauty rest in a beautiful mountain scene is the reference to the picture, the beautiful scenic picture that has been drawn or painted by some rural artist perhaps, and is also kept on sale. But none of these attract these city dwellers. None of these things that are put out for sale captures the attention of these rich, luxurious city dwellers who head past in the city. And therefore, when the city dwellers rejected the produce of the farmers, what they are doing is, these villagers are they are rejecting these city dwellers are in a way rejecting the whole village community as such. They are becoming very insensitive to these villagers, and also these farmers are deeply grieved. They feel very sad for the rejection, because they take it very personally. The reason is, you will be able to understand only if you have grown vegetables and fruits yourself. How many of you, let me ask you, how many of you have vegetable garden in your house? If you have a vegetable garden, say not even a vegetable garden, if you have plants in your house, if you have planted them on your own and you look after them as your children, right? There is a connect between you and that plant. Likewise, for a farmer, these vegetables or these things that he grows in his field, these vegetables, be it vegetables or fruits that he grows in his field, there is a connect between the farmer and the plant. Okay, and therefore he grows them with love, with care. And you get the best of the best, especially when it is a small time farmer, because he would only give you the best. He would not be using pesticides. He would not be using anything that is that might do harm to humanity, because he is a simpleton. He is a man close to nature. One who is close to nature is always, or it is always said that God dwells in him. God dwells in nature, and therefore one who is living close to nature, God is in them as well. So you will not, you don't have to worry or be scared while buying fruits or vegetables from these small scale vendors or small scale farmers, because they are true to their heart, and they are true to their profession. It is not like the large scale farmers or large scale production, because when it comes to large scale, they are concerned with profit. We don't mind buying fruits and vegetables grown that is put on sale in the supermarkets, in the big supermarkets. We consider them more fresh, more pure than the ones that are grown by a small time farmer. Especially when you have seasonal fruits, seasonal, ഇപ്പം മാങ്ങയായാലും ചക്ക മാങ്ങ ഇതൊക്കെ നമ്മുടെ സീസണൽ ഫ്രൂട്ട്സ് ആണ്. ഇതിൻ്റെ ആ ഒരു സമയത്ത് നമ്മളുടെ ചില വീടുകളിൽ അവർ ചിലർക്ക് ഇതിന് ഒരു ഇതായിട്ട് കൊടുക്കും. അപ്പോൾ what they would do is they would pluck all these mangoes and would sell it. അതാണ് ഈ ചില എന്താണ് ചെറിയ ഓട്ടോറിക്ഷ പോലത്തെ വണ്ടികളിലൊക്കെ അവർ കൊണ്ടുവന്ന് വിൽക്കുന്നത് കാണാം അല്ലേ. അതൊക്കെ സീസണൽ ഫ്രൂട്ട്സാണ്, നമുക്ക് ധൈര്യമായിട്ട് കഴിക്കാം. എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ വീടുകളിൽ ചെന്നിട്ടാണ് അവർ ഒരു വില പറഞ്ഞ് ഉറപ്പിച്ച് ആ വീടുകളിൽ പോയിട്ടാണ് അത് പറിച്ച് കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നത്. ഈ വീടുകളിലൊക്കെ എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അത് തന്നെ അല്ലാതെ ഒരു പെസ്റ്റിസൈഡ്സും ഒന്നും തന്നെ അത് ചേർക്കുന്നില്ല. പക്ഷേ വി ഡോണ്ട് വോണ്ട് ടു ഗോ ഫോർ ദോസ്. നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിൻപുറത്ത് വളരുന്ന ഒന്നും നമുക്ക് താല്പര്യമില്ല. വാട്ട് വി ഡു ഈസ് വി ഗോ ടു ദീസ് സൂപ്പർ മാർക്കറ്റ്സ് ആൻഡ് ഗെറ്റ് ദോസ് big mangoes which are imported. And obviously imported mangoes, imported fruits they'll first and foremost, for them profit is everything. So what they do is they add a lot of pesticides, they add a lot of things that would not, that would last or make it fresh, stay fresh for a long period of time. And when we consume this, we are consuming those things as well. So we don't care, we city dwellers especially, we don't care of these things that are brought in front of us, that are free from pesticides, that are grown by small time farmers. We care we care less for these things, and in fact we run behind those things that are kept on big that are sold in big supermarkets. That is there for everyone. That is something that അത് ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇപ്പം മാറി തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. എല്ലാവരും മാറി ചിന്തിച്ചു തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇപ്പം നമ്മുടെ ഹൗ ഓൾഡ് ആർ യു സിനിമയൊക്കെ ഇറങ്ങിയതിന് ശേഷം വീട്ടിലൊക്കെ പച്ചക്കറി വളർത്താനും എല്ലാവരും ഇപ്പോൾ എല്ലാ വീടുകളിലും പച്ചക്കറി അവർ തന്നെ കൃഷി ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട് എല്ലാവരും. സോ വി ആർ ഓൾ സ്മോൾ ടൈം ഫാമേഴ്സ് വി ക്യാൻ സേ. അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ഇൻ അവർ ടെറസ്, ഇൻ അവർ sand, in sacks or bags we grow these vegetables, and we are happy at the first produce, right? So there is a connect when we get those first produce, when we grow beans or a tomato or even the curry leaves. When we pluck them, we get a kind of satisfaction because there is a connect between us and the plant. So coming back to the poem, when these city dwellers, they reject these products, they are hurting the sentiments of the farmers as well. For the city dwellers, they do not have a connect with these vegetables. All they do is rush to a market and grab things and would put them on the trolley, and that's it. So there is no connect between the city dweller and the products that are offered for sale. But to a farmer or to a person living in a village, it is not like that. Those people living in villages are very much close to nature. So here the farmer gets very angry and he says, you have the money, you are rich, you have the money, or you will not lose anything. Even if you stop and buy something from our roadside stand, you are not going to incur any loss, but still you don't want to do it. You are unconcerned, you are insensitive. So then this crossly, what do you mean by crossly? Crossly means angrily. Put your eyebrows like this and you look very angry, that is crossly. So the farmer, this is a dramatic monologue. Okay, this dramatic monologue. The first part you will find the farmer speaking, and the second part you will find the poet speaking. So here the farmer is saying, if you have money, but if you are not ready to share your money, share in the sense they are not begging, they are just asking them to buy something from this roadside stand, so that the flow of money will come to the village also. Okay, but with the city dwellers, they don't want to part with the money. And so he says angrily, if you don't want it, fine, just go along, go away, fine, keep your money, don't. Okay, don't part with it, you keep your money and you go along. The hurt to the scenery wouldn't be my complaint so much as the trusting sorrow of what is unsaid. So here we understand that the farmer is hurt, personally hurt. So he says that the farmer, to the farmer, the rejection of the fruits and vegetables is indeed something that has hurt him personally, but on top of that, even art is ignored. Even the beautiful sceneries that are kept on sale, a rural artist may have painted, these people are ready to buy the modern paintings for 1 lakh or 2 lakh or 3 lakh rupees or dollars, but they are not ready to accept a rural artist. Okay, so ignoring art itself, the real art, is perceived as disastrous to humanity. So here the farmer says, such people who don't even care to stop and buy, or to even at least, if you don't buy, at least stop and look at those beautiful pictures that are offered for sale. They don't do that either. So such kind of civilization is on the downward spiral. Such type of civilization who rejects art, who sees art as nothing but a waste of time, be it literature, be it poetry, be it art, be it painting, sculpting, anything, any of these art, those who consider the art as just a waste of time, those type of people are in fact a threat to humanity. Such type of civilization who is money minded, profit minded, will bring disastrous effect to the society, and we are witnessing that right now, right? Sad to say, but we are witnessing that right now. And hence the rejection of fruits and vegetables in art is seen something as a grievous grievous or serious thing by these villagers. Okay, so we will stop with this, because I don't want to take the whole thing and finish it off. We'll go part by part. All right, I hope you have understood. In this section, this part, these lines, we dealt with the attitude of these city dwellers towards the village folks. Now they do not have, we also through the farmer we get to know their connect with the nature, their connect with the soil, they connect with the plants, right? And when the city dwellers rejects these products, what they do, or this rejection is taken by the farmers personally. They are hurt, they are very badly hurt. And on top of it, from in that roadside stand, they had kept the picture of the beautiful mountain scenes as well, perhaps drawn by the painter or a small time rural artist, but even that picture is ignored because they don't have time to value art or appreciate the beauty of art, and the farmer feels that such type of civilization is on the downward spiral. So this rejection of the fruits and the vegetables and the art that is kept on sale by the farmer is taken personally. Okay, the farmer has taken this hurt or this rejection personally. He feels extremely hurt and sad, and he says, if you have the money and you don't want to part the money, we know that you have enough and more money with you. You are wealthy, you are rich, but even you are not ready to part with even a small amount of your money to these villagers, then we don't want your money. Just go away from this place. So he's angry, he's hurt, his emotions are the ones that make him say all these. So we'll stop here until we may meet next time. Thank you and keep safe.